Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Little Friday night action here on VidaneTV. Thank you so much for tuning in live all over the internet. Over on the Facebook page at Tim's Corner Motorsports, VidaneTV's Facebook page as well. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we are on Twitch, Strictly94 over there. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. We are getting ready for a treat here on a little Friday night. We're doing it Slinger International Speedway. The very first time we're at this track, brand new piece of content from the iRacing simulation, and man, oh man, we are in for a treat for sure. Taking a quick peek here at the first 12 drivers out on track to figure out who's going to make the field here tonight. 21 drivers going to make the show. Everybody else going to have to tune back in here on VidaneTV. Tant Woolridge going to kick things off on the front row, and that pace car's already off. We're already waving the green flag here around this quarter-mile racetrack. 10, 11-second lap times is what these cats were running in the practice session earlier on here tonight. Battle for second side by side between Carson Nagy, Mike Rhino. Mike Rhino up on the high side in that number 34, the black and red machine, trying to make that high line work. Beautiful sunset off into the corners there. Great scenery around this Slinger Speedway. Definitely one of the tracks that I'd like to get out to in real life and just add a little checkbox next to it. But 12 drivers out on the track right now. Taking the top three from these heat races. Going to run a couple of consolation races here as well. And we're going to find out which 21 of these drivers are going to be on this quarter mile track. The world's fastest quarter mile as it has been billed. And you can see still side by side for second place between the 93 and Nagy. Great run last Tuesday, this past Tuesday, here on VidaneTV. Mike Rhino holding on to that spot for right now. He's got Brett Suggs in the tire tracks there down on the bottom of the side there, and you can see Jones Barbecue Foot Massage on the side of that car. Interesting sponsor. Gonna have to talk to Brett about that. Barbecue and foot massage don't seem like they go together, but in any sense, there we go. Might be something to check out for sure. Car up into the wall, Colin Boudreau and the 81 car. We stay clean, we stay green. Tant Woolridge in that 0, though, has checked out. That blue ride is gone. 1.3 seconds lead over Carson Nagy there in second. He's kind of broken free just a little bit from Mike Rhino, who's back 2 more cars now. The 33 of Brett Suggs has moved into that 3rd position. Mike Rhino slid back to 4th, and Nick Codner running in the 5th position there in that number 54 car. Scott Negus right in behind in the number 55. Bobby Hutchins in the 77 car having a solid run in 7th right now. 71 car there on your screen. 77 on timing and scoring. Justin Collison up in the mix as well. He's gained himself about 4 spots from where he qualified. There you see him in that number 12 car. Brandon Campbell, 9's back here as well. Struggling with the handling just a little bit. The 99 running in 9th, the 77 running in 7th. Hey, go get your lotto tickets. Got to figure this stuff out. The 22 car back here as well. Bet Byron is running in 10th. Dave Horton in 11th, and we made mention the 81 of Colin Boudreau already down on pit road in the garage area. We'll see him in the consi in a few moments time here, but with 3 laps to go, Tant Woolridge already looking at the tail end of the field here. Dave Horton in danger of going a lap down, and that's not to say that Dave Horton is slower here than anybody else in the field, but man, oh man, a quarter-mile racetrack. This is wild. These guys are clicking off 11-second lap times. Look at those brake rotors, front and rear, cherry red, getting around this place. I would imagine, I'd like to try and run some laps here. Tant Woolridge going to take the checkered flag. I usually like to try and run some laps here in the afternoon sessions, practice sessions here, but we were working on the studio here. Barn 5-4 Studios here at VidaneTV HQ is what we're coining it. So didn't get a chance to get out on track with these guys at the new iRacing's content here, but man, oh man, it definitely looks like it's going to put on a show here for us on VidaneTV. Taking a look at the starting lineup for the Tulco Electric Super Late Model Heat Race numero 2. Here at Slinger Speedway. Richard Drake up on the front row, as well as Josh Langell, Caden Tufts, easy enough for me to say. Ryan Libby there in row number 2. Dylan Black, Devin Laffin in row 3. Noel Fougier, Guillaume Fortune going to be in row number 4. Danny Vitch, Cyril Roberts, and Thomas Axum in the 11th position. That's going to be the 11th drivers here in heat race number 2. And that 13 car starting shotgun here in the second heat race. He has had his way with this super late model field over the past couple of weeks with the Tulco Electric Super Late Model models here put together by Tim's Corner Motorsports. Leading the points in this one, has himself a couple of victories as the iRacing pace car going to take that hard right-hand turn off of the racetrack. The safety of pit road, grab a corn dog and a Coke. And we have ourselves 15 laps on the docket for another heat race to find out where these drivers are going to be lining themselves up in the big show here tonight. 200 laps on the docket at Slinger International Speedway. A little contact up front between Langell and Drake. They sort it all out. Drake going to hold on to the position for right now. But man, oh man, that 18 car of Langell really able to utilize that middle to high groove, and he's able to sling that car right on around on the outside. It looks like he's going to slide down in front of Richard Drake, and he does. He slides in front of the Laker News number 141, and you can see Tufts, Caden Tufts in a double aught back there in third, holding on to the transfer spot for the time being. But man, oh man, Ryan Libby in that number 46 car jumping on over from the NEP series. Oh, he gets a bump there from the car in behind him, sends him on around, and that indeed is going to bring out the caution flag, the first caution flag that we've seen here this evening, and we're going to back that up one more again. Take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And well, we know these drivers have gotten to the point they know it's a short racetrack here, not a lot of time to get up towards the front, and we'll see what happens here. It's going to be the 8 car that gets into the back, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Dylan Black, scored as the 08, and timing and scoring, as you see, just gets in there a little bit too hot to trot. No, I apologize. It's not the 08 car. It is the 8 car of Devin Laffin. That black ride with the chrome number 8 car, and you can see just kind of gets in there a little bit too hot. Up on the high side, had a massive run and just really closed into the back bumper of the 46, and you can see the 46 kind of checks up just a little bit there as well. Didn't want to get into the back of the car up in front of him, so definitely commendable there for the 80 or the 46 rather. But man, tough break as they get sorted back out here. It's quarter-mile racetrack, man. We're going to be clicking these laps off rather quickly here tonight. Look at this. Barney in the flag stand's already telling them to go. Green flag flying once again. Great restart there for Langell. He clears Richard Drake in the 141. He clears him by about a car length, maybe 2, as they get on down into the corner. So Langell has a little bit of an open racetrack here for 6 more laps. The 141 tucked right in to the tire tracks of Langell in the 18 car. Caden Tufts back there in the 00 as well. No Fougier and Dylan Black top 5 as they run, and make mention, we made mention earlier, taking the top 3 from these heat races, getting on in to the feature show here later on tonight. And as quick as these guys are racking these laps off, we're going to be feature racing here very, very quickly. So make sure you top off your breath. You got yourself a snack. You did all the shares, the likes, the subscribes, all that good stuff on the social media, and let everybody know you're getting ready to watch some feature racing here on a Friday night here on VidaneTV. Tim's Corner Motorsports putting together these Tulco electric super late models. Race number 3, and this Slinger Speedway, man, it's a bad little track. Quarter mile, the world's quickest quarter mile as they are built, and it just came out in the iRacing service this week, as a matter of fact. So definitely check it out, and if it's something you want to check out, you can always get those discounts for new subscribers over at iRacing, iRacing.com, and get yourself hooked up, and you might very well be watching yourself race here on VidaneTV. Dylan Langell taking the checkered flag. Richard Drake right in behind. Caden Tufts going to round out the top 3. Richard Drake has he might have had to go get the outhouse there as he jumped right up into the pits, which is on the outside of the track. But pretty cool little track nonetheless. But we're going to put 20 laps on the docket here, and this is going to get interesting. We're adding laps and taking away some cars. 8 drivers going to start in these consolation races, and I believe we're taking everybody but 1. 21 drivers going to be taking the field here, and I believe Tim's got some information here from that big red trailer.
I am going to correct you because we have an odd number. Brett Byron just asked the question in the session, so we're going to tell you guys before we tell the drivers. 2 consies taking 7, so 20 cars in the starting field. We are going to send 3 to the house.
And at that house, they can tune in on VidaneTV, live all over the internet. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. We're even live on Twitter. We figured that out because X is going to give it to you. X.com/VidaneTV. You can pull up the same race feed on your tablet, your phone. If smart TVs have Twitter, you can pull that up as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And you heard the big man say, Tim Terry giving us the numbers. The top 7 from each of these Conti races. Going to jump on in to the big show here tonight, the big 200 lapper here at Slinger Speedway. Everybody else going to have to tune in here on VidaneTV. Let's take a quick peek at these 8 drivers. Mike Rhino, Scott Negus going to start on the front row. Nick Cotner in the 54 going to be there in third. Bobby Hutchins going to start outside of row number 2. Justin Collison, Brandon Campbell, Brett Byron, and Dave Horton going to be the 8 drivers here in this one. And this is going to be a tough race. You got to make sure you pay attention to what everybody else is doing here on the racetrack. There's 8 drivers in the field here for the consolation race. 1 to go as the lights get turned off on the pace car. Taking 7. So one of these drivers is going to have to fire up the old smart TV in the virtual hauler and tune in to VidaneTV's coverage of tonight's 3rd race here at Slinger for the Tulco Electric Super Late Models. Green flag flies at Slinger, and we are racing side by side for second. Negus, Hutchins, and Codner trying a little 3 wide action. Didn't quite work, and there you see that red car pointed in the wrong direction. That's Negus in the 55, going to bring out caution flag number 1, and you can see Brett Byron getting a piece of the action there as well. So we'll give that an opportunity to sort itself out as we back up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and you can almost see that this was going to be calamity as they get into the corners because they got 3 wide pretty quick, and there's no room here at Slinger. Quarter-mile racetrack, very little room for error, and very little room for 3 wide there. You see the 54 Connor gets the apron just a little bit, shoots on up. Everything looks a-okay there. Bobby Hutchins gets a little bit too hot to trot, gets into the corner panel, the 55. The Collison machine gets a piece of it. The 99 of Campbell, the 22 of Byron there as well. Looks like the 73 of Horton was able to skate by without any kind of incident. But, man, it's going to be an interesting thing. You got to basically make sure you're not going to be the last car here at Slinger because we're taking the top 7 into the big show here and going to get the restart with 15 laps to go. Waiting for timing and scoring to get sorted out here as I believe we've lost the pace car. Not entirely sure where the pace car is going, but everybody getting slowed up, lined up 2 by 2. Mike Rhino going to hold on to the lead for the time being as we wait for the pace car to come up and around and gather this field of drivers back up and figure out who's going to make the show here tonight. Who's going to get in to the 200 lapper here at Slinger. The first time we're racing at Slinger Speedway and the first time we've ever raced at a quarter mile here on VidaneTV. So 2 firsts here on a Friday night for the Tim's Corner Motorsports Tulco Electric Super Late Models and already having ourselves a blast. Here comes a pace car. We must have went to go get one of those pulled pork sandwiches that they've got at the racetrack. Maybe some fries or, there was lots of different racetrack foods available. Not so much in iRacing. Wouldn't that be cool? But in any sense, pace car going to jump on the pit road once again. And as they line up, the green flag flies. Mike Rhino going to take that green flag and the restart. Bobby Hutchins there on the outside, battling tough, trying to keep up. Hold on to the 2nd position right now. Nick Codner in the 54 car, right in his tire tracks. And Codner trying to hold on to that transfer spot. He's got a mirror full of that 12 of Justin Collison. They're a little side-by-side action in behind. There you see Scott Negus, Brandon Campbell, Dave Horton trying to better their positions. And Dave Horton right now, the only driver, the one driver on the outside looking in. Remember, we're taking the top 7 into the main show here tonight. Mike Rhino has himself a little bit of breathing room as he starts to click off these laps. And as he take a peek, last time by 11.2, 11.3, 11.2. So these drivers picking them up, putting them down. 9 laps to go here in the first consolation race. 1 more of these, and then we are feature racing here for the evening. Going to see if anybody can dethrone Thomas Axum in that 13 car. He gonna ax him, he gonna smash him, and he gonna pick up some victories in that number 13 ride if no one else is able to step up and answer the call. And we made mention earlier on that this is indeed a fixed setup series here with the Tulco Electric Super Late Models. Team Conti jumping on and setting us up with a setup here this evening. So big shout out to Team Conti for putting that together. A great big launch on the new website. Very cool to see Michael Conti and all of his success in the sim racing world. It's kind of cool to take a peek at with 5 laps to go here from Barney up in the flag stand. I remember way back in 2011, I was working on Landon Castle's Cup website. We were working on the Landon Castle qualifying challenge, and I remember Landon. I was Skyping with him one time, working on his website, and we were watching some practice or something or other for the Landon Castle qualifying challenge. And I remember Landon looking at this kid, looking at Mike Conti, and saying, "That's my guy. He's gonna be the future of sim racing." So big shout out to Mike Conti, Team Conti. All the great success over there. 2024 looks like it's going to be a huge year for them, just like it's going to be huge for us here at VidaneTV. Lots of cool stuff going on all over the place. So very, very cool. Congratulations to all the success. And got to thank them again for hooking us up with a fixed setup here. Everybody running the same setup. And it looks to be pretty racy as we take the white flag, white rag here. 3/4 of a second lead for Mike Rhino over Bobby Hutchins. How about that? Bobby Hutchins running in the second position here in the first consolation race. Checkered flag flies. Mike Rhino going to take it. Bobby Hutchins, Nick Codner, Justin Collison all in the show. Brandon Campbell and the 99. Brett Byron, Scott Negus. They're all going to make the top 7. Dave Horton, unfortunately, going to have to cash the check just a little bit early and check us out here on VidaneTV. And this time we've got 9 drivers lining up for the second consolation race. Noel Fougier, Dylan Black going to be up on the front row. Cyril Roberts there in third. There he is. Going to axe him and smash him there from P4. Thomas Axum rolling off in the outside of row number 2. Danny Vitch, Devin Laffin, row 3. William Fortin, Ryan Libby, and Colin Boudreau going to be the 9 drivers here in the second Consi race. And made mention, taking 7 drivers going to be going into the feature event here. Everybody else going to have to tune in on VidaneTV. Not necessarily a bad thing, as we're live all over the place. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and give us the share. Let your friends and family know you're watching some super late model action here on a Friday night. And you're only watching it right here on VidaneTV. We're lined up 2x2 all the way through. The pace car's already off. 20 laps on the docket. Let's find out which 7 of these drivers is going to go feature racing here at Slinger Speedway for the very first time here on VidaneTV and for Tim's Corner Motorsports as well. Fougier with a fantastic start there on the 36, or in the 36 rather. Has himself a little bit of breathing room between he and the 08 car. There you see Dylan Black in second. Has a bit of breathing room in behind, maybe a car length or so. Nope, it's gone. Thomas Axum now all over the back bumper of the 08. Going to peek down low and see if he can open up that door on the bottom of Black. Going to go all the way down to that yellow line on the racetrack. And this is really a methodical racetrack. As you can see, Axum completes the pass on Dylan Black. Black going to close right up to the back bumper, but not quite enough there to get up and back around. He doesn't even look like he's going to be able to get to the back bumper as Axum starting to check out here. We'll take a look at a gyro cam here of the third place driver Dylan Black, and you can see there's some sparks flying off the back of the 13 car, just getting down and around it. And you can see this is a super methodical racetrack. There's not really much room for error around here, and you can see just how short those the front and back straightaways are. So man, oh man, it really gets putting in the work here, these drivers, and always cool to see those bright white gloves. You can see them through the windshield as these drivers are sawing on the steering wheels to try and get these things kept pointed in the right direction. But that NF Auto Care number 36 and Noel Fougier doing a fantastic job holding on to the lead. 6/10, almost 7/10 of a second now over Thomas Axum. And we made mention that 13 car has been unstoppable in these super late models so far this season here for race number 3 of the Tulco Electric Super Late Model Series here with TCM. And he's doing a great job of trying to reel in Fougier right now. He's cut out about 1/10 or 2/10 since we've been talking about on the last lap or so. And you can see just getting, this isn't really a drafting track, but when you get that little bit of air on the front bumper of the car and it really sets it down into the ground, you can see just how much he's really able to close up. And he's closed that gap to about 2-3 of a second now on the leader. And it looking like a little bit of connection issue there for Fougier in the 36 car, and you can see that threw the 13 off just a little bit. It kind of jacked his line up just a little bit. When the car in front of you disappears like that and you're not sure where they're going to reappear, it really makes you wonder where you should put your own race car. So that's something that these guys are going to have to work on throughout the evening here. But you can see lost a little bit of that time now in the 13 car, and sliding backwards just a little bit. Dylan Black now smells that back bumper of the 13 car, wants to see if he can get back up there. Oh, he gets up to the outside wall, kisses it just a little bit. There you see a good shot of the damage. Doesn't appear to slow him down too much, but that's definitely going to knock your concentration out here, and especially with the driver in behind. Cyril Roberts when you see that from the guy up in front of you, you want to race a little bit harder. You want to try and get up there. You see, that guy just got into the wall. I can get up there and get around him. But then you start to overdrive your car a little bit, and it's tough to try and keep up. And you can see Dylan Black seems to have gotten it all sorted out. He's closed right into the back bumper there of the 13 of Thomas Axum, and you can see just the difference in the line. The 08's just a little bit further down on the racetrack as the 13 kind of trying to utilize that middle to high groove going off of the corners there. But the 08 up into the wall again, and he's going to try and see if he can maybe take some momentum and get around the outside, but not able to get there, but definitely not from the lack of effort as the white flag flies here for the second Consi race. That 08 car is there, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to get up to the back bumper and give him a little bit of a shove there. So he's going to have to settle for the third spot, and one of the guys that's not going to settle, Noah Fougier, going to grab himself a checkered flag here in the second Consi race. Thomas Axum, Dylan Black going to finish in third. Cyril Roberts, Devin Laffin going to round out the top five. Gillen Fortin and Ryan Libby going to be the 7 drivers that are going to make the big show here tonight. And at this point, this is going to be when these drivers get their final practice, the final opportunity to get everything tight, make sure everything is ready to rock and or roll. And we're going to get 21 of these drivers lined up on track and find out which one of them is going to come home victorious. 200 laps sounds like a long time, but it's really not. 11-second lap times here at Slinger. This thing is going to clip off pretty well. And I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here to VidaneTV's coverage of Tim's Corner Motorsports Tulco Electric Super Late Model Series here. Very rare that we race on a Friday night, but we're happy to have you on board here with us. And man, oh man, we are ready to rock and roll. We're live on Twitch, we're live on Twitter, we're live on Facebook, we're live on everywhere. We're all over the internet. Yeah, make sure you pull us up on the big screen in the shop, in the garage, living room, wherever you may be. If you've got that smart TV, get that YouTube app, load it on up, do a quick search for VidaneTV Live, and it'll pop right up there. Send us a picture, throw it up on Twitter, use that hashtag VidaneTV to join the conversation here. And 200 laps going to be quick and dirty here at Slinger. We've seen this Team Conti setup that these drivers are running here this evening is pretty solid, and these drivers have put on a heck of a show here for us so far with the heat races and the Conti races. And now it's time for the big show indeed. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here for the Tulco Electric Super Late Model race number 3 for Dale here on a Friday night. Brett Suggs going to take that pole in the 33 car, and Richard Drake going to be on the outside. We saw those two battle it out for the victory this past Tuesday, and if you haven't seen Suggs versus Drake on the racetrack here in iRacing, you're in for a treat. These guys put on a fantastic show. Everybody in the Tim's Corner Motorsports field puts on a fantastic show, but when the 33 and the 141 are duking it out, man, oh man, you better have that camera or the screenshot button ready. Carson Nagy in the 93 car quick as well, going to start P3. Josh Langell in the 18 car going to roll off P4. Tanton Woldridge and Caden Tufts both in row number 3. Mike Rhino, Noah Fougier, Bobby Hutchins, and Thomas Saxum going to round out the top 10 of the field. There you see Nick Conner, Dylan Black in 11th and 12th as the drivers start to roll away here. Justin Collison, Cyril Roberts, Brandon Campbell, Devin Laffin, Brett Byron, Gillian Fortin, Scott Negus, Ryan Libby going to be the 20 drivers that are going to make the field here tonight. And you can see they're already lined up 2 by 2, ready to rock and roll here at Slinger. And once again, the first time we've seen Slinger and Tim's Corner Motorsports, first time we've seen it here on VidaneTV. We're in for a treat for sure. The Jones Barbecue Foot Massage, number 33, going to start from the pole. Brett Suggs on the bottom side. Rational Richard Drake in a Laker News 141 ride. Going to be on the outside. Barney in the flag stand says it's enough talking. It's time to go. Waving that green flag. We're racing here at Slinger. Suggs slides back to second. Drake up into the point. You can see he's pulling away by just a little bit. 0.4 of a second the gap between Drake and Suggs. And they are single file for about 3 cars. Tanton Woldridge and Josh Langell, the first drivers side by side there for the 4th position. Woldridge has it down on the bottom side, but it looks like that high side may very well be coming in early here tonight. And shout out to our buddy Ashton Reiki, who, well, says that at every racetrack we go to. But it definitely looks like that high line's going to be a magic maker here later on in this one. The 00 of Caden Tufts joining the party here as well, currently in the 6th position, trying to get around Langelo to break himself into the top 5. Single file throughout the field here. There you see a good shot of Mike Rhino back in 7th. Noah Fouchier in the 36 car. There in 8th, Bobby Hutchins, Nick Codner, single file, little double wide back here for the 13th position, as it looks like. Dylan Black making it work around the outside, getting around that 13 car of Gilliam Fortin. Man, Brandon Campbell has a great shot of this battle. There in the 99, he's going to close up onto the back bumper of both of these cars. It looks like he's going to take a peek down low under the 08 car. You can see the 13 getting up into the outside wall just ever so slightly. And there you see Campbell getting down and around the 08 car, completing the pass, little side-by-side action. And behind him, between the 8 of Devin Laffin, Brett Byron, there as well. Ryan Libby, uncharacteristic qualifying effort back in the 19th, 20th, starting shotgun on the field, but looking pretty racy in that 46 car. Taking a look at the leader, though, Richard Drake, you can already tell these guys are going to be coming up on lap traffic relatively quickly here, and that's what happens when you race at a quarter-mile racetrack with these super late models. You rack off these laps, 10, 11, 12-second lap times, and you really pick them up, putting them down, as we cross the stripe right there, we're already working lap number 12. Once again, live all over the internet here this evening. We're live on Facebook, live on Twitch, live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok, we're live on Twitter, x.com/VidaneTV, because X gonna give it to you. Mike Rhino finding himself pointed in the wrong direction in the 54 car. Looks like he may have even disconnected from the server. We'll have to follow up with that. Oh, having some connection issues popping up in the 7th position there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Some drivers struggling with the internet connection here in iRacing, and unfortunately, when you've got the real race cars, you've got all sorts of electrical demons, a lot of things that could go wrong with that race car. And well, you know what, it's a simulation here with iRacing. Same things happen. You get electrical demons, some internet connection issues, some power issues, whatever the issue may be. We've seen it here at VidaneTV. Here's a little bit of a battle for the 2nd spot. You can see they're about a full second, a little bit more now, behind the leader, Richard Drake, and Brett Suggs in that 33 car, leading this pack of cars that are kind of bumper to bumper to bumper there. Carson Nagy in the 93 up in the mix. Tant Woldrich, Josh Langell in the mix as well. Caden Tuff's a little bit further on back as we work lap number 19, easy enough for me to say, as we cross the stripe for lap number 20. And Richard Drake, I can't even say he's driving off into the sunset. We're racing in total darkness here at Slinger. So racing off into the night. Richard Drake having a phenomenal run here, working lap number 21, and he's putting up about a half-tenth, maybe a full tenth of a second on the drivers in behind him, and you can see he's got some lap traffic up in front of him. So it's going to be a wonder what that 141 is going to be able to do with these cars. Bit of lap traffic starting to build now in front of the 141 of Richard Drake, and you can see starting to kind of change his lineup just a little bit. Suggs was able to pull off about 2-3 tenths off of the lead there, and you can see kind of getting closer and closer to the back bumper, bringing the whole party in there with him. But it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to be able to do with this lap traffic, as we've stayed green for a lot of the time here. Take a look at this blimp view. How about that? There on the center of your screen, crossing the stripe right there, the 141, that's the leader. He's got 3 cars in a pack right here, right up in front of him, and you can see he's just going to be methodically kind of working his way up through the field. And as he tries to kind of get himself situated and get ready to get through all this lap traffic, the pack in behind is closing that gap just a little bit each and every lap. And You can see now 0.4 of a second. Brett Suggs all over the tire tracks at a 141, and it's not like Suggs is pulling away from the pack either. The 141 maybe dropping back just a little bit, maybe trying to save some tires for later on in this one. He doesn't really want to get the car abused up there racing hard with lap traffic. So a lot of different strategies going to be going into this one, and we're going to start seeing some drivers pull some evasive maneuvers to try and stay on the lead lap, and they're going to be battling for position as well. And you get that at in short track racing, especially when you're at the world's quickest quarter mile here at Slinger. First time seeing this racetrack, well, ever for me. I definitely have heard a lot about it. I'd like to get out there on the real racing schedule for 2024. We'll see if it's in the cards, but it's a pretty neat little racetrack, quarter mile the distance, and these guys are clipping off 11 or so second lap times getting around here, and you can see the lap traffic starting to definitely play a factor into this one. The O2 car gonna slide on up. That's Cyril Roberts gonna move out of the way of the leaders, and Brett Suggs, he's gonna try and utilize that high line in the lap traffic. Ooh, gets up into the back bumper of the 141, lets him know he's there, and Nagy gets a piece of that action as well. Caution flag going to fly. The 93 gets it all sorted out, but going to be under caution for the second time here tonight in the feature. And it's a couple of guys going for the same piece of real estate, a little brake, not brake checking, but checking the brakes, I guess is what we can call it. We'll take a peek at it from the chopper view and follow along. Take a look. There's the 141. Slowed up just a little bit. The 33 took a peek up high, gets down low, gets into the back bumper. The 93, kind of an accordion effect, gets into the back of him, down off the racing groove. Tanton Woldridge gets down and around without any significant damage. There you see Bobby Hutchins in the 71. The 36 with Noah Fougier gets down and around as well. So scary situation. Could have been a whole lot worse, but we are under our first caution here on lap number 38. We may have mentioned a couple of times here tonight, we're live all over the internet. Just hit 2,000 subscribers and followers over on the Facebook page of VidaneTV, which is pretty cool. Got to thank everybody for liking and subscribing and following along with all of our nonsense, all of our shenanigans throughout the weeks here in the iRacing world and the real racing world. It's been an interesting couple of months here at VidaneTV HQ, and it's going to be an interesting 2024. So we're going to be giving away some merchandise here this weekend, next weekend, probably next week here at this point. And what we'll do is we'll have everybody shoot on over to the Facebook page and get a share on that 2,000 followers post from a couple of days ago, and we'll find something cool to pick a winner here. And while the fight's getting ready to start, oh no, that's just Tim Terry pushing buttons.
Just a heads up, the pace car decides it wants to go off in two if we extend the yellow flag, so we extended it once to get it going. We're going green flag racing here, so just not to be confusing.
Pace car driver's drunk, 10-4. Green flag flies once again, and look at this, 33 versus 141. Suggs versus Drakes, and Suggs going to take it. Suggs going to get around the outside, slide on down in front of that Laker News ride, and he's going to hold on to second, but for how long? Tanton Woldridge now going to take that high side and move up just a little bit. Going to open the door for Langell in the 18 car, who's now side by side with Tanton Woldridge, who's still side by side with Richard Drake. These guys putting on a heck of a show here on lap number 44. Getting it all sorted out for the time being. Woldridge pointed in the wrong direction, spins on around. Caution flag going to fly. Mike Rhino gets a little bit of the action. Oh, the big damage for the 13 car of Axum. There's the 00 car coming in to the play of Caden Tufts. We're going to have to take a peek at this one from the chopper, I'm going to assume, for the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, because there was a lot of calamity going on in this one, and I think there was a couple of incidents here. So we'll back this up. We'll get that extra half lap or so, which is crazy. It's only an eighth of a mile. And you can see the 0 car is what we're going to focus in on. Using that high line to get up to the 141. Gets a tap right there from Langell. Sends him on around, and an accordion effect in behind. Everybody trying to get off the gas and on the brakes to try and avoid hitting anybody. But, man, when you've got 6, 7, 8 cars lined up like that on the outside groove, there's really nowhere to go here at Slinger. This is a little itty-bitty tiny racetrack. So they're going to be some damaged cars back there in the back of the pack. Tanton Woldridge is going to drop like a rock currently in the 15th position in this one. Still 18 cars on the lead lap of the 20 that started this one. Thomas Axum appears to be down in the garage area. Maybe done for the evening. That's going to be interesting to follow along with. Bobby Hutchins done for the evening here as well. But back up front, it's going to be Suggs and Drake for the restart once again. And we're getting ready to drop that hammer. Here we go. Green flag, and Brett Suggs is gone. Gets that clearage that he was looking for. But the 141 is so good on restarts. Really able to close up into the back bumper and see if he can get up to the back of the 33 car. And it's a little bit too early to see that that TC3 bump that we like to point out here at VidaneTV. The old Ted Christopher 3-bump rule. You hit him once to let him know you're there. You hit him twice to let him know that you're faster. And, well, the third time you hit him, he's around. He gone. So we've seen these two drivers do that, but they're always racing against each other very respectfully. And they're going to put on a heck of a dogfight here for us at Slinger. First time here on VidaneTV as well with the Tim's Corner Motorsports Tulco Electric Super Late Model Series Race 3. Hard to believe we're already going to be halfway through the Winter Series here with this Super Late Model Series put together by Tim's Corner Motorsports and Tulco Electric. And we saw Thomas Axum really dominate. And we're going to find ourselves a new winner here tonight because Thomas Axum, parked in the garage area, currently scored in the 20th position, appears to be done for the evening. Bobby Hutchins did, in fact, rejoin the field a couple of laps down, looks like 4 laps down for the 71 ride. And they're all chasing these two. Brett Suggs up front by about 0.3 of a second over the 141 of Richard Drake. Gillian Fortin, massive gains on the 13 car, up 15 spots, qualified in the 20th, 18th spot. Check that. Currently up in third. Noel Fouchier, Nick Codner battling it back and forth for the 4th and 5th position. How about Brandon Campbell, the 9s car? 2 9s, gained himself 9 spots. Get that lottery ticket ready to rock and roll. Brandon Campbell having a solid run. He's up in the 6th spot. Justin Callison right in behind him in the number 12 car, having a good run here as well. Brett Byron, Ryan Libby in the 9th spot. Dylan Black rounding out the top 10. And as we get into the momentum, get into the rhythm here at this quarter-mile racetrack, you'll see these guys kind of get a little conveyor belt action going on. Everybody kind of single file here at this point. You want to get some laps under your belt. You want to get some heat in the tires, get a little bit of wearing on the tires as well to see what this car is going to do in the long run. And this is going to be one of those deals where everybody out here, they're all in a fixed setup. We made mention, Team Conti, Michael Conti and friends, put together the fixed setup. Everybody's running the exact same thing here at Slinger, but it's all going to be a matter of how much practice you were able to get in 3 or 4 days, because this track just came out Wednesday here with the iRacing service, the new piece of content from iRacing. Look at those brake rotors. Holy cow. The 33 car really hammering on that brake pedal to get this car to turn on around, and the battle for the lead is heating up a little bit. You can see the 33 got a little bit off the pace there. Hard on the binders. Caution flag, though, going to fly for the 93 car, I believe, who has himself an off-track incident. And there you see it, the very end of it. Unfortunately for the 93 car, caution flag going to fly. Negus involved in the 55 here as well. So we'll back up the U-House of Racing Designs instant replay and take a peek here. We'll take a look-see following on that 55, the 93 there on the center of your screen. You can see the 93 gives a little bit of a tap to the 55. Everything A-okay there from that standpoint. There, well, there's the second bump. Then this Stanton Woolridge gets into the back of the 93, sends him on around. Good news is there's no wall or anything right there. That was all grass, so no extra damage, no extra calamity there for the 93 and the 55, but they are going to lose a lot of track position. Going to have to restart 17th and 18th, and it looks like that 33, check that, the 55 of Negus may very well have lost a lap under that exchange. So we get them re-racked, we get them restacked, and we get an opportunity to kind of pull the belts tight once again, make sure the wheel's nice and tight on the desk. Try not to choke on your own spit as you grab a delicious swig of your favorite energy drink or whatever you may be drinking here tonight. And check it out, some iRacing action. 1 to go with the lights off on the iRacing pace car, lined up 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through. 20 cars made the field here tonight, 17 still on the lead lap. Scott Negus, Bobby Hutchins, couple laps down here as we get ready to take the green flag once again. And there's that monster restart from the 33 of Suggs. He gone. 141 going to try and stay right in the back bumper, but he has got himself a mirror full of a side-by-side battle that's going to get it all sorted out. Looks like Fouchier going to take that 3rd position on the outside. They get it all sorted out. They're single file now for the front 3-4 cars as Fortin going to take a peek down low in that 13 car, trying to see if he can maybe get around Noel Fougier. Biggest mover of the race is going to be that 13 car of Fortin, and you can see very, very quick here as well. Not too far behind is Brandon Campbell in that 5th position, the 99 car, having a solid run. There's Connor in the 54, little side-by-side action with the 12 car of Collison. Both drivers having a really good run here as we work lap number 70 at Slinger Speedway, and we've said it a couple of times here throughout the night, but just look at how bright cherry red those brake rotors are. The 13 up into the outside wall doesn't appear to slow him down too much, but it is going to give the opportunity. Oh, up into the outside wall again. The 99 gets into the quarter panel, but they keep it sorted out, and that gathers everybody back up. The 13 into the wall once again. Gets into the quarter panel of Codner. They get it all sorted out, but man, oh man, that's one of those things here. Quarter-mile racetrack here at Slinger, there is no room for error. No room for error. And if you get up into the outside wall, you see the 54 Connor getting up there. A couple of drivers getting up, painting the wall. Dylan Black going to get up there, rub doors with the 54. When you get up there, you start hitting things. You get up into the wall. You get into the other drivers. You try and refocus. You try and gather your thoughts back up. But things are happening so quickly. The world's quickest quarter-mile racetrack here on lap number 74. These guys know they need to get focused. They need to keep the wheel straight, and they need to get up into the top 5, the top 3, and up into the lead if they're going to have anything to do with the 33 and the 141. As they're gone. They have checked out. Half a second between first and second, and then another second and a half back to third place. Fougier, the battle back here is for 7th, 8th, 9th. 5th is up in there. These guys are door handle to door handle, beating and banging. Ryan and Libby coming in. It's like he's got a plow truck on the front of that thing, a plow on the front of that thing. Makes his way all the way up through the field. Dent Woldridge didn't like that pass very much. He's going to get right up to the back bumper of Libby and let him know that he was not too pleased with the contact there. How about the damage now on the right front of the Libby machine in the number 46? They get it all sorted out. They're single file for about the front 8, 9 cars. There's Langell in 9th, 10th. Just outside, though, the top 10 is where it's still pretty spicy. There you see the 02 car of Roberts down on the bottom side. Devin Laffin trying to make a little magic happen up in that high side that we've seen kind of work all night long so far, and having a good run of it here as well. Everybody right up into the back of this pack. So these guys know that they're doing everything they can to get up towards the front. You see Bobby Hutchins in the 71 car going a lap down, another lap down for the 71 car, but the caution flag going to fly here, and it looks like it might be between Laffin and Roberts. We'll take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. We saw those two guys going side by side for a few laps here, and there you see the 02 car comes up just a little bit, not quite clear. Langell in the 18, I believe. Nope, just kidding. There's Negus getting on by. It's going to be the 8 car of Devin Laffin, pointed in the wrong direction. Who's laughing now? Well, it's not going to be Devin Laffin in the 8 car, unfortunately, because they've got some damage they're going to have to work on down in the pits. And with a quarter-mile racetrack, that is not ideal. It's not a lot of time to work on these things under caution, even less time under green flag conditions. And there you can see everything kind of looking okay. There's the contact. A couple of drivers going for the same piece of real estate. Unfortunately, the 00 there as well. So got a piece of the action, and this is interesting. A bunch of drivers coming down pit road, or going over to pit road. Let's see if we can get a decent shot at that camera angle. There we go. We'll use the pit road camera. How about that? Drivers coming down to get some tires, get a little bit of that damage taken care of. These have to be 2-tire stops. With the racetrack only being a quarter mile, these guys are going to have to come down for 2, maybe catch back up to the field, depending if there's enough time, potentially get back out on track or back to pit lane to maybe get the other sides. But there you see the iRacing pace car coming back out on track. We extended this caution just a little bit, so there you can see the field is kind of wadded up waiting on that pace car. Here he comes. The pace car driver, we're not sure what he's doing. You know, we know Slinger's new here. Let's come back on the iRacing pace car, and then he goes back out. I'm not sure how to call that. but in any sense, we're getting them lined up 2 by 2 once again here, and another phenomenal restart getting ready to take place between these two rivals up front. The 141 Laker News Ride of Richard Drake and the 33 of Brett Suggs. They're down on the bottom, and these guys have swapped positions back and forth many, many times here on VidaneTV, especially in this TCM series, and running 2 late model series. We've got the super late models put together with the Tulco Electric Super Late Models, and then you've got the Wingnut Productions Late Model Stocks, and that's going to be pretty cool to get all this taken care of and getting everything sorted out. Green flag flying once again. Barney in the flag stand says go, 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 and Brett Suggs is, well, he's not quite gone. Good restart there, but the 141 right on the back bumper timed it perfectly. And you can see he's going to tuck right into the tire tracks of the 33 of Suggs, and they got a little bit of breathing room back to Ryan Libby, who has motored his way into that 3rd position. Started shotgun on the field, P20 for the 46 car, and all the way up into the podium spot right now. Noah Fougier right in behind him, but he's got a mirror full of Codner in that 54 car. The 13 of Collison, check that, that is the 13 of Collison, but in fact a lap down. Mike Rhino is the next car, 4th position in the 34 car. Caden Tufts in the 00. Scott Negus in the 55 back there as well. So we made mention there was a bunch of drivers that came down pit road to get some tires, and a couple of them stayed there too long. We only have 8 drivers on the lead lap. That's going to be tough to try and make that ground up, and we've actually got a couple of drivers that lost 2 laps there on pit road. So if these top 8 drivers don't come down for tires here at one point or another, those guys are going to be stuck a lap down for the entirety of this one. We're 5 laps from halfway, so if we do see green flag stops, they would be coming within the next 5 to 10 laps, because you know, if you can make a half of the race, you can make the second half as well on a set of tires, unless you get caught up into a little bit of calamity. There you see the Libby machine at the 46 rather, trying to make the magic happen. There's the difference in the tires, and that's going to be a dangerous thing for these leaders, because that 13 car is getting down and around. That's going to be the Ford machine of the number 13. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way, and well, he's going to get it back the easy way. First car 1 lap down, caution flag flies, and I believe it's going to be for the Collison ride. We'll take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and you can see side by side little 3-wide action. Dylan Black coming up, playing monkey in the middle, gets into the corner panel of the 12. Nagy involved as well, right up into the turn 3 signage there, and you can see nobody else involved in this one. The pace car are going to come out and gather the field up here just about at that halfway marker. Right at the halfway marker as we cross the stripe. Lap number 100 in the books. And man, oh man, this first race here at Slinger for VidaneTV and Tim's Corner Motorsports is definitely a doozy so far. There they go. Leaders are coming down pit road. And we made mention, if you can make 100 laps, you can make 100 laps. So everybody going to come down on tires. This is going to be the opportunity for everybody else to hopefully get their laps back, depending on how long these drivers stay on pit road. We might see some of these tenured veterans do a right side tires only. You can see the 141, the only tire driver on this half of pit road here, drops the right side, gonna jack the gonna take 2 tires, still gonna lose a lap, it looks like, as the 141 comes out of pit road. And he was the first guy off pit road, still lost a lap. There you see getting held up there. So that's a tough situation, because now you've got 2 drivers on the lead lap, Brett Suggs, Nick Codner, and everybody else going to be trying to battle it out for that lead lap position. And you can see the top 9, except for these 2 cars, are 1 lap down. Everybody else from 10th on back, 2 laps or more. And that's because the leader and the second place car haven't come down 4 tires yet. But there goes the pace car. He's going to go get some tires, maybe a corn dog and a Coke, and going to let these drivers turn themselves loose once again, side by side, all the way through the field. Suggs, Codner, the only 2 drivers on the lead lap. 3 laps past halfway. Suggs gets the restart. Codner trying to make that magic happen on the high side, but he's got some of these drivers that are a lap or 2 down, but they've got fresher tires by about 90 laps, so they're going to be speedy quick getting on down and around. You can see Tant Woolridge breaking away. He is 2 laps down in the 10th position, trying to get one of those laps back the hard way. You can see that 0 car is super quick on those fresher tires, right down to the yellow line, up into the back bumper of the 33 car. We'll see how much of a fight the 33 is going to let happen here, and you can see the 33 kind of drifts up the racetrack and lets him go. Woolridge going to get one of those laps back the hard way. Still has 1 more to go before he rejoins the tail end of the field. And you can see, man, Codner is struggling on those old tires. The 12 gets by, the 22 of Byron going to get by here as well. It's a unique scenario. He doesn't really have to worry about losing any positions right here because everybody in behind him. Oh, the bumper cover flies off the front of the 54 car up into the outside wall. Still keeps it pointed in the right direction. But man, that affects the psyche. It affects the handling. They're 3 wide in behind him. Richard Drake gets down and around everybody, and he's side by side with Ryan Libby. Ryan Libby making it happen. Shot out of a canyon on that high side in a 46 car. He's down and around. Libby's now the 3rd place car, closing up on the 2nd place car, but there's an entire lap in between those drivers. So Libby going to have to get around the leader and then get around the leader again, and that's frustrating. That's going to be a lot for these guys to try and hold on to. You can see the 54 still struggling with the handling of that car. Richard Drake now going to get down on the bottom side. The 141 Laker News Ride. Oh, he gets into the quarter panel of Libby and sends him on around. Caution flag going to fly. Richard Drake, the first car, 1 lap down, but I think he's going to end up having to tap for that. May very well be at the back of the field because of the incident. We'll see what the final call is, but man, oh man, that's not something we usually see between the 141 and the 46, and just there's so much going on here on the racetrack. Guys a lap down, 2 laps down, trying to rejoin the field and what have you, but the U-House Racing Designs instant replay going to tell us the story. Follow in, there's that bright red 46 of Libby, gets on down, checks up just a little bit, gets into the back of Byron, lets him know he's there, and the 141 just sails it. Richard Drake is just right into the back quarter panel of the 46 machine. You can see the 46 gets tapped again and brings the caution flag out here. 6th caution of the night here on lap number 115, and this is exactly what everybody wanted to see. The leader on pit road, and he brought 2nd place with him there as well. The 33 of Suggs going to come down, get some tires, as is Nick Codner. So all these guys in the top 10, they're going to be able to get back on the lead lap. Tant Woolridge is going to be probably the happiest driver. He's going to inherit the lead here after just getting one of his laps back the hard way a few laps prior to this caution flag coming out. So that's definitely good news for the Zero ride. Maybe bad news for everybody else because that Zero car is definitely speedy quick. Waiting on the pace car once again to get everything kind of sorted out here at Slinger. Such a short racetrack. It's hard for timing and scoring to kind of keep up, especially with all these drivers getting the wave by, getting back on the lead lap here, gaining one of those laps back to get even potentially just 1 lap down here at Slinger. It's huge. It's only a quarter mile around this place, and these guys are ripping off these lap times by about 11, 12 seconds. So to be able to get back on the lead lap and on almost the similar tire strategy as everybody else here is definitely a big feat. You can see still waiting on timing and scoring. It looks like Caden Tufts is going to be the leader for right now. We'll see how it all sorts out. You can see the field is kind of getting on around getting all sorted out. There's the pace car. He's going to rejoin, and everybody's going to get it all sorted out here. So it's a tough thing. You can see Libby's going to wait up. Oh, there's a little bit of Bobby Hutchins coming in hot, but they get it all sorted out. The pace car going to pick up the field here, it looks like, and I don't know. We're going to have to talk to iRacing about this pace car driver. I'm not sure if he knows how to drive around in circles or if he's going the wrong way or what have you, but man, oh man, that pace car driver's getting a little bit wonky. Here comes the pace car driver, once again going to gather the field back up here, and there you see there's a lot of ore-torn race cars throughout the field, lots of damage throughout the top 5, top 10, even further on back as these guys have been kind of beating and banging on each other for the evening so far. But I think the pace cars dipped in. Really tough to tell here at Slinger Speedway. There's a lot going on this racetrack, and there's nowhere to see it. There it is. Green flag flies. Looks like a single file restart, as it were, to get everybody caught back up and get some racing action going here. Caden Tuff's going to hold on to the lead. Fortin there in second. It's a while on back to Noel Fougier in the 3rd position because we've got ourselves a bunch of lap cars that are up into the mix trying to get back on the lead lap. And now that the leaders have come down to get tires, it's going to be tough to get back on the lead lap. We made mention that Suggs was on the lead lap, as was the Codner machine, but the 54 car stuck a lap down. Brett Suggs was able to get tires and stay on the lead lap, and there you see him right in the back bumper of the 141 of Richard Drake, who was a lap or two down. There's a little three-wide action. Langell and Libby going underneath a lap car, getting on around. That 46 car is super quick on that high side, that middle groove on up, and he's really starting to chase down that 36 car of Fougere, and he's got a side mirror full of that 18 of Langell there as well. Langell for position. Those guys battling back and forth for fourth and fifth position. And the 36 car, he's watching this whole thing unfold in his rear view mirror. You saw the 46 of Libby get up into the outside wall, give it a little bit of a scrape, a little bit of a kiss, but doesn't slow him down. And Libby around again, pointed in the wrong direction, gets clipped by the 93 of Nagy. Caution flag 7 flies here on lap number 129. Man, oh man, that is a tough break. We'll take a peek at it once again on the U-House Racing Designs Instant Replay. Taking a look at it from high above the racetrack here, you can see Langell getting down in there. Everything looking good in that corner. 46 car gets up, kisses the outside wall, down to the bottom side of the racetrack, up just a groove or so. 46 looked like he got a little bit loose, and the 18 kind of sent him on down around, right in through all the rubbles down there at the bottom of the racetrack. Nagy gets a good piece of the rear quarter panel of the 46 car, sends him on and down around, and you can see the 46 may very well be done for the evening. Nope, parked on pit road, so they're going to get some damage repaired. Oh, there we go. 46 car done for the evening. So that's a tough break. The 46 car was quick, up into the top 5, and unfortunately going to call it an evening here tonight, and going to give everybody an opportunity to gather themselves back up behind that pace car and see if they can do a little bit of action there. So tough break for Libby in the 46. Going to wrap things up here with the DNF, and everybody else going to line them up 2 by 2 and behind the pace car. 6 cars now on the lead lap, and we're going to see what they do here, working lap 133, and we'll see if we can maybe get an opportunity to talk to Libby before he gets on out of the racetrack. Ryan, it's Paul up in the booth. You got a copy? It's a solid maybe. Libby, it's Paul up in the booth. You got a copy? May have unplugged the radio. Frustrating night here for the Libby crew at Slinger Speedway. We take the green flag here again. Lap 134. Check it, 135 in the books. Caden Tufts holding on to the lead for right now. 0.4 of a second over that 13th car of Fortin. Brett Suggs, though, is there. Brett Suggs just came down pit road, grabbed himself 2 tires, and you can see it's showing. That Jones barbecue and foot massage ride is bad quick in that number 2 position, and he's got himself less than 75 laps to get up and around that 00 car of Caden Tufts. I don't think it's going to take that long. I think you're going to see a new leader here relatively quickly. You can see everybody in behind running single file throughout the field. Little conveyor belt action here at Slinger Speedway. Once again, we keep mentioning it, but it's a big night here for us at VidaneTV. First time we've run here at Slinger Speedway for both VidaneTV and Tim's Corner Motorsports. iRACING's new piece of content just came out a few nights ago. Playing field very, very level. Everybody using the same fixed setup. Easy enough for me to say. Put together by Mike Conti over at Team Conti, and we talked about their success over the past decade or so in the sim racing world. Good to see. They've got the new website over at Team Conti. They've got some merch just dropped today. So definitely check that out. Shoot on over to the Facebook page, Team Conti, and follow along. Great to see those guys doing big things here in the iRacing world. And speaking of guys doing big things in the iRacing world, Suggs just got up into the outside wall. Barely, but I don't think it slowed him down. It just made that car more narrow. He's going to be able to try, and he's going to get right on the back bumper. There it is. Bump number 1. There it is. The 33 gets into the back of the 00 car to let him know he's there. Almost got the second bump there. And some of the folks out there asking me what the heck I'm talking about. There it is. Bump number 2. Ted Christopher used to do that all the time at Stafford Motor Speedway. It was the 3-bump rule. The first one, he let you know he was there. Second one, he let you know he was faster. And the third one, he just sends you on around. Textbook TC3 spin right there from Brett Suggs. Unfortunately, brought the caution flag up. We're probably going to see that 33 car tap out. He's going to have to go to the end of the field for the end of the longest line for the penalty on that one, because he got right into the back bumper and sent him on around. So Oh, there's the 00 car coming up and waving with all of his fingers for sure. That was a scary situation, but looks like they're still waving at each other. It looks like I'm sure they're all using all fingers and making sure that everything stays inside the race car that's supposed to stay inside the race car. That's a tough break, though. The 00 car may very well has lost a lap. Indeed, he is. The 00 lost a lap as he gathered it back up, and the field had to get down and around. So we'll see if the 00, it's Caden Tufts, is going to get back up into the lead lap, and it doesn't look like there was too much damage on that ride. So that's definitely good news there for that crew. About 52 laps to go here once they cross the stripe. Still have the lights on the pace car, so we have an opportunity to see where everybody's kind of running throughout the field here at this point. And gives me an opportunity to walk on over to the fridge here at HQ and grab myself another energy drink, because I didn't realize this race was going to be going on so long. But hey, I digress. Friday night racing, baby, here in the iRacing world at VidaneTV. Need to pick us up an energy drink sponsor. If anybody's got any kind of connections, we'd love to work with an energy drink, because, well, we drink a lot of them here at VidaneTV. But in any sense, great to have some Friday night action here. 50 laps to go. Once we get the restart, let's get this thing in the bag. There's the restart from the 33 car, still up in the front. Gonna call it a racing deal. Doesn't have to tap out and join the tail end of the field. The 13 car of Fortin having himself a solid run there as well. We don't usually see too many drivers that are able to hang with the 33 car of Brett Suggs on these restarts, but there you see the 13 having a great run of it. Car's a calamity in behind there. Negus is not okay in that 55 car. Caution flag gonna fly once again. We'll take a peek at what happened to Negus. You can see these drivers low in the air pressures. They're really scraping the bottom of the car there. You see the 15 and the 18, or the 55 rather, and the 18 going for the same piece of real estate late in the goings of this one, and they just get up into the outside wall. Gets hooked, and big time damage there for the right side of the 55 car, blowing everybody up, getting the caution flag once again to come out here. 9th caution flag here of the night on a lap number 153. So an eventful evening here tonight, but man, oh man, it's been a great race, good racing action. Kudos to iRacing for putting out another fantastic piece of content here. As you see the 12 car of Justin Collison going to get on down around and get back on the lead lap, and that's huge. There are 7 drivers on the lead lap right now. So lights are still on in the pace car. You've got the opportunity to catch up to the tail end of the field and potentially maybe even come down and get 2 tires, because we saw Suggs come down just a few laps ago, 10, 20 laps ago, under caution, was able to get the 2 right sides on before the pace car came on and around. So he was able to stay out on the track and make a little bit of magic happen. And you can see he's holding on to the lead for right now. But we'll see what goes down. Came home with the victory this past Tuesday night in the Wingnut Productions late model stocks. So trying to make it 2 for 2 here on VidaneTV, here in Tim's Corner Motorsports as well, and get lined up into the showcase, the TCM showcase, which is also going to be right here on VidaneTV, coming up here at the end of the iRacing season. Kind of getting ready before we do the real racing thing here in a couple of months. But we got a lot of iRacing stuff before we get there. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy here before we know it, and it's going to be tough. But the green flag flies once again. Brett Suggs, phenomenal restart. The 13's trying to stay with him, but it's a little side-by-side action now for second. 13 up into the outside wall just a little bit. Doesn't slow him down too much. Tan Woldridge is there. Kicks that door open on the bottom side. Going to try and take that position. They go back and forth. A little bit of a touch there. Door handle to door handle. The 13 kisses that outside wall just enough to scuff the vinyl up of that right side of the car. Keeps it going straight, keeps it going quick, and he's still pulling the 0 car. Gets back around with Tan Woldridge. Gonna have to tuck back into the tire tracks, and as he does that, he's got a rear view mirror full of the 36 car. Noel Fougier joining the chat. That 36 car all over the back bumper of the 0. Cars around and behind him. I believe that's Campbell. Nope, not Campbell. Gonna be Brett Byron, I believe, in the 22 car. U-House Racing Designs instant replay telling us the story, and you can see the 99 gets, well, I don't know if that was a TC3, but it was definitely a BC1. Brandon Campbell into the back bumper of Brett Byron sends him on around. That's a tough break. Doesn't look like the damage is too bad, so that's definitely good news there. But going to lose a lot of track position, and when you've only got 10 drivers, check that 6, 7 drivers on the lead lap. Track position is key. You got to get up towards the leaders. You got to try and get around them, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to get around Brett Suggs the hard way. He's got the freshest tires on the racetrack under that last caution, or a couple of cautions ago. Came down pit road, got those tires, and motored his way back up to the front. So it's going to be a tall order to try and get around that 33 car of Suggs. Green flag out once again here at Slinger. Man, oh man, another good restart for the 33 and the 13 right there as well, but a little bit more of a gap now. 2/3 of a second on back to second place, and Brett Suggs is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's going to try and pull away from this field and hope for a little bit of a green flag run. Doesn't want to keep having to do these restarts, even though he is, we have coined him the Prince of Restarts, as Richard Drake is the King of Restarts in the 141 ride. Unfortunately trapped a lap down, currently in 9th position for the 141 there. You can see him, still a very competitive car, but unfortunately how the pit stops fell out, it's not able to get up in there, and you can see green flag still out. Negus around in the 55 car. We'll take a peek at the U-House Race Designs instant replay. Focus in on that bright orange car. We kind of saw it just in the tail end of our shot there. Oh, the 71 of Hutchins, just that almost looked like a shot. We'll follow up with that one for sure. I'm not too sure about that one, but we rejoin the field here. We rejoin the leader, Brett Suggs, still clean and green up in the front. Half a second now, the gap between he and Fortin in the second position. But Tant Woolridge all over the back bumper now of that 13 ride. Noel Fougier, Justin Collison in the top 5 as well. Kind of spread out just a little bit. Brett Byron, he's back here in the 5th, 6th, 7th spot, but he's got about 3-4 cars up in front of him that are a lap down. So kind of tough to know who you're racing with. Same deal for Nick Codner. He's got Richard Drake in behind him. Those drivers are actually racing for position. And then it's Brandon Campbell back here is the next guy in line 4 spots. So you've got about 10, 15 cars that are racing with each other. There's the leader, Brett Suggs. They're coming up on the back straightaway as the rest of the field is getting into turns 3 and 4. So nowhere to go here at Slinger Speedway. Man, oh man, it is heating up for the second spot. Tant Woolridge now down to the bottom side of that 13 of Fortin for the spot. Woolridge slides on up in front of the 13 car, going to complete the pass and move on in to the second position. But for how long? 24 laps to go here at Slinger Speedway. Suggs has all the time that he needs. A 1.5-second lead over Woolridge there in second. Car around there on the bottom side of the racetrack. That's Bobby Hutchins again, and the 71 car pointed in the wrong direction. Slow off the pace on the apron, but gathering it back up, and it looks like it may have caused Suggs to lose just a little bit of time. You can see that timing and scoring pylon there on the left-hand side of your screen is that gap is shrinking just a little bit. 1.25 seconds now. Suggs over Woolridge as they get down into it, and you can see Suggs has a little bit of clean racetrack up in front of him and behind him here as well, and you can take a just peek as he crosses the start-finish line there. 20 laps to go. Has about a quarter of a racetrack or so before he gets up to the back bumper of the next lap car. So has a little bit of time, has a little bit of a gap in behind him to try and hold these guys off and really just click off some laps. 20 laps, 19 laps. Gonna go quick here with these 11-second lap times these guys have been running. And you can see that clean racetrack is exactly what Slug's ordered. Look at the brake pedals, those rotors, cherry red glowing on the fronts and the rears as these guys getting down and around this racetrack in blistering lap times. You can see that little bit of clean racetrack is exactly what Slugs needed to get that lead back to where he had it, get that cushion that he wanted, the 1.5, 1.6 seconds. Now back to Tant Woldridge. You can see Woldridge able to see the back bumper of Suggs, but not really able to reel him in. A little bit further on back is the 13 car of Fortin. And you got to remember, Suggs came down after these guys to get tires. So it's not even like the 33 is going to wear those things down. He's just going to keep driving off into the night. There's Noah Fougere in the 36 ride, currently holding on to the 4th position. Bobby Hutchinson, the 71 car. I believe he's got a little bit fresher tires on that 71. Trying to get his lap back the hard way. Justin Collison running in 5th. Josh Langell back here as well. Right into the back bumper of the 141. Everything's sorted out okay, it looks like. But Langell back here in 6th position. Brett Byron, Nick Codner, Richard Drake, the top 9. Brandon Campbell currently scored in the 10th position. And you made mention, you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen with that scoring pile, and there's only 7 drivers on the lead lap here. As we come out of turn 3 and 4 with our leader, Brett Suggs, there's only going to be 10 laps to go. You can see Negus in the 55 car going down another lap. Not the night Negus wanted here tonight. It's going to be 3 laps down here at this point. But exactly what Suggs is looking for. Has himself a huge gap now. There's the shot back to the 2nd place driver, Tanton Woldridge. A full 2 seconds now, the gap between 1st and 2nd. And we know that Suggs is really good with restarts, but when you've got a gap like that, when you've got a lead of 2 seconds with 8 laps to go on a quarter-mile racetrack, you really don't want to see that yellow flag. You don't want to see a caution. You want to keep clicking off laps, keep hitting your marks, and just hit these qualifying laps and hope that nobody up in front of you in the lap traffic gets in your way. And you can see he's got a pretty clean racetrack up in front of him. 1, maybe 2 cars that could potentially be in the shot here in the next couple of laps, but with 6 laps to go and over a 2-second gap, I don't think Suggs has too much to worry about. You can see a lot of these lap cars just kind of pulling over. They see that the leader's coming on around. They don't want to mess up the show here at VidaneTV, and there you see it as he passed by that time. High five from Barney in the flag stand. 5 laps to go, and just as quickly as we're able to spit that comment out, we turned another lap. This is one of the quickest racetracks as we've seen. Caution flag flies, and there you see why. Cars around. It's going to be the 141 Laker News Ride of Richard Drake crashing out of the 9th position. We'll take a peek at it slow in the 141 car. Crosses the stripe. Everything looks good. 1 and 2. The 34 just gets into the back bumper. A little bit of an overcorrect. The 141 hard hit off the front of that thing. Gonna roll back down the banking, it looks like. But man, oh man, that was a massive hit for that 141 ride of Richard Drake. So we're going to get ourselves a little green-white checkered action here at Slinger. What better way to have our first race here for VidaneTV, for Tim's Corner Motorsports, for these Tulco Electric Super Late models than a green-white checkered finish? There's no better than running more laps than what was advertised. And you can see the field starting to get collected up behind the pace car now at this point. Been a phenomenal show here tonight. Action-packed heat races, couple of consies, and sent a couple of drivers down to the out parking lot to watch here along with VidaneTV. Been kind of following along, trying to figure out how to watch all these chats at once. Lots of folks tuning in all over the place. We've mentioned time and time again, we're trying to take over the internet here at VidaneTV. We're on Facebook for VidaneTV and Tim's Corner Motorsports. We're on the VidaneTV YouTube page. We're on Twitter, because X is going to give it to you, x.com/VidaneTV. I think we're live on TikTok. I'm not sure. I pushed the button. We may not be, but we'll definitely be putting some shorts up of this race for sure, and all of this week's racing action. Man, night 4 of this week. There's been so much late models going on here. We don't even know what to do with it. Green flag flies once again. Suggs knows what he has to do. He needs to try and hold off Tant Woldridge. Tant Woldridge knows popsicle sticks. 2 laps to go here at Slinger. That's not even enough time to blink. These guys going around this racetrack. Ooh, caution flag going to fly again. And it looks like it might be for Campbell in the 99 car. Going to re-rack, restack, and try it once again. And there you see Campbell going down. I think he was trying to say hi to the ambulance driver, maybe. We'll see if we can back that up just a little bit. He and Dylan Black were side by side. Black in the 08 car right on the start. And the 99, everything looking good, getting into the corner, drifts up just a little bit. There's the Calamity up in front of him, the 00 car. Tough, having a tough night in the 00 car. And the 99 just trying to get up and out of the way there at that point. We'll back it up one more time and take a peek at it on that U-House Race Designs instant replay. And you can see right off the rip, everything kind of gets a little bit cattywampus there. There's the 00 up top. Codner and the 55 kind of get into it. Bobby Hutchins gets a piece of it. Black is there as well. So more damaged race cars towards the back of the pack. We're going to gather them back up here behind Suggs, and this is giving Codner an opportunity to rejoin the fight. He has gained back on the lead lap as he's going to rejoin the tail end of the field, and that gives him a fighting chance. We've seen some crazy things happen on these short tracks here in iRacing, and this racetrack's only a quarter-mile long. This is the shortest racetrack I think we've ever called a race on VidaneTV, and the action's been intense. It has been absolutely wild here at Slinger, and once again, kudos to iRacing for giving us another piece of content here for racing and entertaining the masses at VidaneTV. But there goes the pace car onto the safety of pit road for what could be potentially the final time of the night. The 33 car of Suggs down low, the 28, or the 0 rather, of Tanton Woolridge up top. Green flag flies, 2 to go here at Slinger. Suggs completes the restart as needed, puts a little bit of a cushion in between he and Woolridge. 0.3 of a second is the gap as they come out of turns 3 and 4, crossing the stripe. The next race gonna end this one. Caution flag flies again. Did we make it to the start-finish line? We will see. We'll check it out. Caden Tuff's around as well as Josh Langell in at the 18 ride. We'll take a peek at it, the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And these guys know there's single digits and laps left. You got to get as much as you can. There's a couple guys going for the same piece of real estate, and Langell down and around in the inside in the racing groove there. Grabs the gear, gets it sorted on out. Stays on the lead lap. We're going to lose a lot of track position here in the final goings of this one. So we're going to re-rack them, restack them one mo again, and see what these guys are going to be able to do on this restart. I thought we crossed the stripe, but man, I guess we didn't. Brett Suggs going to have to get another one of those restarts underneath his belt, and you can see the rest of the field kind of closing up to the back bumper now of that 33 car into the back of the pace car. So this is going to get wild. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. Live on VidaneTV. We're all over the internet. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Give us the likes, subscribe, follows, shares, all that good stuff. And make sure you shoot on over to Vidane.net. Lots of cool t-shirts, hats. We got VidaneTV beanies. Finally. They got that silly little ball on the top, but you can use your pocket knife and just cut that thing off. I'm not a fan of the ball on top of the beanies. I don't like that fashion sense. But in any sense, they're over there at VidaneTV, the virtual merchandise hauler. Pick yourself up one of those. Nice hooded sweatshirt to keep yourself nice and warm and toasty here in the winter months. And I guess the pace car driver thought he was done here already under that last restart, or after that last restart, as it were, because you could see the field waiting on the pace car to come back out and around. Might be something iRacing should probably hire a new pace car driver, I think, here for Slinger. But the green flag flies once again. Suggs with the restart, slides on up in front of Tanton Woolridge, side by side there for third. But Woolridge, he's going to have himself maybe 1-2 opportunities to get up there and get into the back bumper of the 33 of Suggs, and that's what it's going to take as they take the white flag, white rag, one more time around this racetrack for Brett Suggs in the 33 car, trying to be 2 for 2 here at Tim's Corner Motorsports and on VidaneTV. Brett Suggs coming home with the feature victory here at Slinger. Tanton Woolridge going to finish in second. Justin Collison going to round out the top 3. We'll talk to those 3 cats once everybody gets all sorted out here with the post-race show. But man, oh man, how about it for Brett Suggs and the 33 car going to come home victorious here in the first time we've seen Slinger Speedway. We'll take a look at the unofficial results here as they come up on our screen here. They might come up on our screen here. It's only live TV. We'll see how this works out in any sense. We'll wait for the drivers to finish up getting across that start-finish line, and maybe it'll pop back up here. But in any sense, gonna catch up with these top 3 drivers. First one gonna be that second place finisher, Tanton Woolridge. Tanton, great car. That 0 car, bad fast all night long. What else did you need to get around that 33 car of Suggs?
I don't know. Maybe control of the restart, like to try and get the drive and get the jump on the outside is tough here, especially once those tires kind of burned off. even whenever you were going slow, you could feel it getting tight. So, no, Brett was just really, really good. I think he had the strategy probably the best out of everybody. I think he took his tires maybe about 15 laps later, and you could definitely tell that that made a difference. So, um, I don't know, track position, maybe being on the inside on the restart, who knows? But Brett was just really, really good, and we got second tonight.
Yeah, looking really good in that zero car, looking sporty for sure. Getting into it, did you have any kind of strategy, being this is the first time we've raced here at Slinger?
Yes, I did. For right now, I have a few days off from school as we're getting ready for exams. So on my, I guess, study breaks, I've been trying to run a few laps, and um, my goal was to try and take tires a little bit earlier and then get the track position because I knew how hard it was to pass here. And I wanted to, and then just at the front, I was a little bit too aggressive on one time. Got tangled up with Carson Nagy. It was on me, but he called it racing deal, so we got to keep our spots, and then we got spun around in the nose of the 18, but he was respectful. He tapped, which is really, really good to see, courtesy to him. So we had to go to the back, and kind of once you're so far back, far away from that pace car, whenever you pit, you're most likely to go laps down. So we ended up going 2 laps down in the pits, and by the time we were able to get kind of all back sorted up and on the lead lap, most guys were pitted and in front of us. So we had to kind of come through the field and burn the stuff up a little bit. But no, just happy. Like, I think we were really quick tonight. Pole and qualifying, won our heat, and came from the back whenever we kind of had some mistakes early. So to come from the back to finish second here, I'm happy.
Absolutely. Got to give you an opportunity to thank anybody that might be watching at home, friends, family, sponsors, partners. Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, one of the big ones is my grandfather. I know he's watching at home tonight, and I've been working on coming home every weekend from school. I'm about 3.5, 4 hours away. So I've been coming home working on the race car, and we clipped my legend car there a week or two ago, and my grandfather gave me a lot of help, let me use his shop and stuff. So really thankful for him. Of course, all our sponsors, marketing partners. We got a ton of guys coming back on board, which I'm sure that'll all be really soon. Obviously, McKinnon Bros Service Center, TLR. Hoping Jansen and Trevor join the PRI show down in Indianapolis this weekend. And thanks to you guys, Tim, for putting all these races on.
Absolutely solid second place finish for the number 0 car of Tanton Wilders. Tanton, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Sliding a little bit further on down pit road, going to catch up with our third place finish to the number 13. Check that, the number 12 of Justin Collison. Justin, great run here tonight. Talk to us.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty surprised to be here. We struggled big time in practice and qualifying and everything, but I feel like it was just a race of survival. I was able to get the top, working there at the end, and we were able to snag third place coming to line.
Yeah, a little bit of a war of attrition here tonight. A lot of drivers, well, all of the drivers, not quite familiar with Slinger Speedway. We'll ask you the same question. Any kind of strategy coming into this one, knowing that everybody's kind of on a level playing field?
Honestly, it was just learn as fast, beat everybody pretty well to learn the track the fastest and the quickest. But yeah, I definitely still don't think I got this place figured out quite like Brett does.
Well, it's hard to figure anything out like Brett does here in the iRacing simulation. Brett coming home with another victory here tonight, but definitely a solid run for the 12 team. Who gets you to and from the track?
I just gotta thank Danielle and everybody who supports me and the family, racing and everything like that. I don't think any of them are tuning in tonight, but I definitely want to thank Tulco Electric. I guess they helped put on this race and everything, and I thank you guys for putting this on. Tim for always letting me race, and had a blast.
Absolutely. We had a blast watching, and let everybody know, hey, you can watch this video on demand over on the YouTube page and check out Justin Collison's third place finish here tonight at Slinger. But great run here tonight, Justin. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
And last but not least, going to slide on over to victory lane. And the question on everybody's mind right now, what in the world is Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, and where can I get some?
Well, something like that. You'll just have to look up on YouTube. It's a pretty funny video, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. So check it out for all your foot massage and barbecue needs.
Absolutely. But putting on a clinic here, 2 for 2 here on VidaneTV, Brett. What did you have for strategy getting into this one? Slinger Speedway just coming out on the iRacing service a few nights ago. Not much practice time here for the first race on a Friday night. What were you kind of thinking getting into this one for the first time?
Yeah, I was a little bit unsure. I just bought the track probably 10-15 minutes after the session went up for tonight's race. So probably got around 10 or so minutes of practice. And to be quite honest with you, I was not good in practice. I think we were sitting 10th or 11th on the board. And then qualifying, I think we ended up 7th in qualifying. So kind of just one of those learn as you go type of tracks. And then I kind of was seeing how the line changed throughout the race and how the strategy changed. So I adjusted my driving to kind of fit that, and definitely watching some of those fast guys up front like 10. I mean, he was just killing it. I think he probably would have had this race won if the strategy would have worked out for him. But just kind of learning from those guys and then adapting to it and kind of applying it is, I feel like, what got it done tonight.
And in dominating fashion, for sure. 33 coming home with another victory here in the Tim's Corner Motorsports Tulco Electric Super Late Models. It's a mouthful to say that series, but we got it done. And the 33 car getting it done here tonight. Other than Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, who else gets you to and from the virtual track and the real track?
Yeah, I really want to thank Tulco Electric, Craig Tully over there. He's a great friend and even better electrician. So big shout out Tulco Electric putting on this Super Late Model Series, and TCM VidaneTV for the killer broadcast with Showtime, Paul Strickland each and every race. So big shout out to those guys over there. Also our IRL partners. We've got TH Motorsports helping us week in, week out, trying to get better each and every race we go to. We've got some big things in plan for 2024. So looking forward to continuing that relationship with those guys and girls over there, as well as North Creek Construction, LMI Task Pack, DRP Performance, Port City Race Cars, a lot of people that stand behind us and stand in our corner. And we're just doing everything we can to try to put a full season together and hopefully start clicking off some good finishes.
And there's no better finish than another check in that W column. Brett, congratulations. Another victory for the 33 car.
Thank you.
And Tim's made his way down out of the big red trailer. And, man, Timmy, that was a pretty good race.
It was.
It was an entertaining race.
It was. We found a couple of nuances, not necessarily with anything but the racetrack. Delaying a couple of the cautions where the pace car exits, where the pace car enters. You delay a caution, the pace car goes into pit road anyway and comes back out, which kind of put us behind the 8 ball in a couple of those restarts. But those boys did a great job. Congratulations to Brett once again. 6 races this season so far. He started 4 of them. He's won 3. So there's it's a pretty good track record for him. We'll figure out what we're doing on Tuesday. We may throw up a street stock deal. And then the next one coming up for us is Smashed Potatoes in a couple of weeks. Track is great. I mentioned it to Paige when we were going through that this would be a great racetrack. We start at 20 tonight. This would be a great track. You start like 14, 16-ish based on the nuances of this. Be great for a showcase or an all-star event or something or whatever down the road. But Friday night, brand new racetrack. Car count was down a little bit, but we'll move on. Points are updated. Dylan Black is still the overall point leader. Thomas Axum is actually still the super late model point leader after his early exit and Josh Langel's third black flag of the evening, putting him a couple of laps down at the end of the race. So great show. Racy little racetrack. Been there, done that. Check it off the list, and we'll move on. TCM Live next week as well. We've got Kevin Grant coming on as our final guest of 2023. We can announce that tonight. Demolition, if they had a Hall of Fame for Demolition in the Maritimes, he would definitely be in it. So excited to catch up with Kevin. We've got one more guest that we can't exactly let out of the bag yet, but pretty excited for it as well, as long as it pulls through. So we'll see what schedule holds for Tuesday. TCM Live on Wednesday, and you guys got some NEPs and all kinds of other stuff. That was a very entertaining race last night, by the way.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last night watching the NEP drivers back at Stafford Motor Speedway. Found out what everybody's favorite food is. Apparently, I've got to check out some buffalo wings up in Stafford, according to Chris Fluckinger, who he's the master of food up there at Stafford Motor Speedway. Quick race car driver there as well. But it was fun. It was cool to be able to call a race in my home track, Stafford Motor Speedway, and they got some cool stuff going on. They just released their schedule for next year. Going to be there a whole bunch next year. I'll be in one street stock for at least a race, potentially 2 races here at this point. They got the SRX coming back as well to open up season number 3 for that series. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Taking a peek at the VidaneTV schedule right now as it sits, it's all in pencil. We got a lot of stuff to add to this thing, even tonight. as we open up some of the DMs. Lots of cool stuff going on. Still a lot of primetime slots and evenings available to get your league out there. We don't just do racing. We do all sorts of stuff, all sorts of different games. If you want to get broadcast done, give us a shout. We're open to ideas. We'll try anything at least twice just to see, make sure the first time wasn't a fluke. But taking the weekend off, back at it, potentially maybe Tuesday night. Follow along in the Tim's Corner Motorsports Facebook page and Twitter. We'll see what the plan is for the 12th. Next Wednesday night, the Turn 4 podcast, iRacing Winter Series, back at it for race number 3, and then NEP back with us next Thursday night as well. And there you see, there's still some Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mondays opened up. If you want to get your league out on the airwaves here on VidaneTV and entertain the masses as we do, definitely reach out to us and we can make a little magic happen. But that's going to wrap things up here for us tonight for the Tulco Electric Super Late Model Series here on VidaneTV and everybody here at Tim's Corner Motorsports. We'll catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we are going to be doing it live.